Square taxi.
Southwest 3278, Orlando Ground, runway 17 right at Hotel 2. Taxi via Hotel 2.
Via Hotel 2 to 17 right, Hotel 2, Southwest 3278.
Oh, I'm already lost.
There we go.
Oh, Orlando is kind of a mess though.
That's actual taxi
Ground,
speed.
Southwest 32.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. I was going to say, how do we know that they were taking off? Maybe that was just their taxi speed. I mean, we've all seen it.
We don't have enough clearance.
Wait, what? Oh, somebody's trying to push back.
Let me know when you can get to hotel. Let me know when you're able to access the runway.
Right.
Why Hotel 2? Why not Hotel 1? Oh, because they had to go down.
3278, stop, 3278, stop with 3278, stop. Cancel takeoff clearance. You're on Hotel Taxiway, stop with 3278.
Where was the takeoff clearance?
Yes, sir, we stopped.
Right? Did I miss that?
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
I don't think it was in there, man.
You should have used VAS
Yeah.
Aviation, dude.
He didn't have it out yet.
3278, stop, 3278, stop with 3278, stop. Cancel takeoff clearance. You're on Hotel Taxiway, stop with 3278.
Ooh, it's got to be a rug dance.
Yes, sir, we stopped.
Dear Chief, no one was as surprised as I.
The right turn back on the Golf. Do you need to cool the brakes, or can you go
Just
straight
normal
to the runway?
taxi
Clean.
speed.
Southwest 3278, affirmative. We're going to need a few minutes here. We'll call you back.
You
Okay,
think?
no problem. Golf,
It's because somebody
Golf
pooped
one.
in my seat cushion, and I need to get
Runway
that sorted out.
17 right at Foxtrot. Contact ground 28 on the other side.
Anybody got a pair of needle nose pliers?
Did they legit take off later though?
JetBlue 546, you can follow the United.
Follow United, JetBlue 546.
I mean,
Well-
I'm sure
Ground,
eventually.
Southwest 32.
Or, well, they could have went back and pulled the
That's what
pilots
I'm-
on out.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I feel like
Yeah, we need about 30 minutes to break cool.
We'll taxi around. No, cool
Southwest
faster.
3278, Roger. Just,
That's not how any of
pull
this
into
works.
the
It's a
southwest
wind over
ramp,
it.
And you can just hold in the southwest ramp there.
Okay, we'll just.
I mean, at the speed they taxi, I'm sure it would help.
Yeah, that's true.
that's what I'm saying.
3278, just pass behind your company. They're going to be entering the ramp at Golf 1. They're on Hotel just off you right now. So just enter the ramp behind them at Golf 1.
Oh, they're into the ramp, so they went home.
Southwest 3278.
So they
We'll
cooled
give
the
way to
brakes
company
and then
we'll pull in. Thank you.
pulled in.
all right, folks.
Wow.
Folks from the flight deck, we just weren't feeling that one.
I know that I get a lot of hate and discontent for like being the guy. It's like, hey, look, things happen, right? Like
Mhm.
aviation, the cloud of everything.
Mhm.
I've thought about this one for a while, man, and
Mhm.
knock on wood, 24 years flying, like I don't see how that happens.
Yeah.
I don't see how you do that. Like
tough.
maybe somebody smarter than me in the comments or emails, I'm sure, will tell me, but like
They will.
they're different.
Yes. Yes.
But they're different markings. Like now, the
Yeah.
one thing I will say, because I've always want to back our pilots, being that it wasn't a full length takeoff, you're not going to see 17 right on the runway. I'll give them that.
Right. Well,
Why they didn't do a full length takeoff, I have no idea. But being that it wasn't a full length takeoff, they weren't expecting to see 17 right anyway. So that being said, I don't know how wide that taxiway is, but I bet it's not as wide as the runway. And it certainly has different markings on it. So that's a rough
There
one.
is signage. Yeah.
There's
Black square, you're there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, I always because, dude, I've done really dumb things. Obviously, some on this show, but and I'm capable of doing dumb things. But I'm like neurotic when I'm taking what I think is a runway because it has happened to people, and I don't want to be that guy in the sky bus. I mean, there's an entire little spiel, we got to say to confirm that we are actually getting on a real runway.
Same. And I talked to a friend of mine. We worked at my last company together, and he went to Southwest, and he's the one, that I talked to about the stuff. And he was like, I'm really surprised because there are so many checks that we have to do to prevent that. So it'd be very interesting to hear like the cockpit
time compression. Casmo had to have a factor in this. They just pulled off that gate.
Sure.
They were right there. Like there wasn't a lot of time. So there has to be some time component to this that causes them to think that.
They started over here and they taxied all the way around.
Yeah, but they're not thinking runways until they get out of that exit point. right? And
Yeah.
when you're on the ramp, like you're not thinking taxiways and all that. You're thinking like, get me to the point where I exit the ramp, period. And then once you hit that point, you're like, okay, now let's talk taxiways, runways. And then there was some, and that's the first I had heard that, some issue with a plane pushing back and they couldn't clear. So now they're distracted with something. But again, that's a rough. I mean, there's significantly less.
And were they like in a window of time where they had to take off? Were they already behind schedule? I don't know.
I don't know.
Because it happens to all of us, right? We all get cramped for time. It happens.
100%.
So, yeah.
And then you don't know the dynamic between the crew, right? I mean, because like that's the one thing I'll brief is like I'll look at the FO and be like, dude, if you or whoever do that, if you ever feel like I'm rushing you, tell me and I'm gonna set the parking brake because I don't care about the time. Like because there's no emergency takeoffs. Not in this world.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, it's almost like, you know, they're at Midway, right? I mean, those guys in that business jet, they didn't know they crossed a runway, right? I mean, it's right. And these guys didn't know they weren't on a runway, right? I mean, so it like both cases, you kind of scratch your head, but you're like, well, these guys aren't dumb. Like, I mean,
no,
like,
they're not.
You know, like something
caused it,
or a series of some things led to this. But it is
it's usually that, right? It's a series of things. It's not just one thing. It's there's cascading effects that have built up, and this is the second and third order effect of that is oh crap, we're in the wrong spot.
Yeah, dude. All I know is that's got to be a. I mean, dude, it's like I always put myself in their shoes. I'm like,
oh, dude. The best. I think the best meme or GIF I've seen out of this one was like the Southwest crew calling the chief pilot office, and it was a clip to the Hangover where he's on the phone and he's like, "We effed up bad." And I was like, "That's exactly. I mean, that's how that call goes. Like, you're like, there's not going to be a whole lot of good. I hope I never have to make that call. I may just walk off the plane and that'll be my last day at the airline. Just be like, we're good. But that's a tough call to make. I mean, whew. So I hope they learn something from it. And by they, I mean the whole airline, right? Luckily, nobody was hurt. Some people were late, which is, that's not the worst thing in the world. But that's a rough one. But nobody got hurt, thank God.
The funny one I saw was you guys can't see it, but can't have traffic on final if you don't take off on the runway.
There you go.
I would just like to welcome back our Southwest training partners.
That's right.
Seeing themselves on our show once more.
That's right, dude.
But you know what? Though, like
not
this
to be on the show.
But this is the way it works, right? Like when your company has something like your buddies in the other company start sending you memes like immediately, like it's before you even know what happened. Like what is this about? So it's all in good fun. You know, no one got hurt.
I don't. I mean, do we even know they were trying to take off? It just looked like a normal taxi.
That's what I'm saying. That's a normal Southwest taxi, right?
62 knots, right?
62 knots.
That's nothing. The auto brakes aren't even kicking in yet. Come on.
Casmo, you were talking about you flew the 800, right? The NG.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, the ND, the navigational display, shows the runway you're on. It shows a runway, and you get the runway center line. So
I'd have a hard time believing it wouldn't. I mean, I'd have a hard time believing because
that's
airline
like MCP VSD ND is. Like my current call out, MCP VSD ND is checked runway X before you take the runway. I mean, it's a pretty serious breakdown. You know, I don't know that like even all the factors, you know, there's no excusing it at all.
Yeah, it's rough.
To attempt to take off on a taxiway as a professional airline pilot with two people.
Yeah, I think Wombat hit the nail on the head though. I think it was a time compression type scenario.
Yeah, there had to be some pretty large external factors because it's a pretty big mistake.